Shazazz Creations, your one-stop shop when it comes to customization. Totes, tees, tumblers, hats, and more. Looking for a customized gift idea for a graduation, birthday party, baby shower, or just a unique creation of your own? Check out Shazazz Creations as seen here on Whitney D TV. Female, black owned. Use my promo in the description box down below and let her know Whitney D of Whitney D TV sent you. Thank you. Bye.
What's up, Jewel Gang? So I would like to address this white woman who goes by the name of Nikki Marie on Facebook. Her page is private, but her DMs are wide open. You see, this scarecrow thought it'd be a good idea to slide in a black woman's DM, bully and harass her over having a small disability. Pause and read. Pause and read. Pause and read. You see, this beautiful black woman you decided to harass for having a small disability when being compared to you is walking art. Black women are literally walking Picassos, which is why snow roaches like you envy us so much. You look like the cashier at H-E-B that has to call the manager every 5 seconds because you're too stupid to work the register. You look like splattered bird shit dried up on the side of someone's car. You couldn't match her beauty if she gave you an audio booklet with a step-by-step description on how to do so. And between me and you, I'm the bigger bully. Sit your ass down.
But you really lame. Did you really think you could play me? Well, you better think again. What you say these girls ain't loyal, but you got 7 girls that you pay up on. Now tell me who's really loyal? It ain't you. These boys ain't loyal, talking about us girls, saying that we all bodies. But us girls will hold it down, pick you up, weigh you down, and give you anything you want. You're trying to run game that's already been paid, gonna get your heart broken. Do you know who you are dealing with? Liar, liar. Thought you were slick. Liar, liar. But I'll always be liar. Liar, liar. Thought you were slick, but I'll always be liar.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now, let's get into this, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney.
What up, you guys? Welcome to Whitney DTV. First, let's get into everything, shall we? Welcome. I would love to see where you guys are tuning in from, so please make sure to place your city in the chat and I will make sure to shout you out. What's that? Oh, home of keeping it cute so you won't get the boot. That's right. Make sure you guys please keep it cute so you won't get the boot. Okay, now what that means is that you do not have to agree with me or my remarks or opinions. This is my channel, however, and I ask that you respect me by respecting yourself. Whatever you have to say it with your chest, but make sure it is respectful. Okay, now in regards to everything that's going on with the R.Kelly trial and things of that nature, it is done. So I ask that you please respect my chat and do not spam my chat with your hashtag free R.Kellys or anything pertaining to that if we are not talking about the topic. Okay, not for nothing, you do not have to agree, so your opinion is duly noted here. Okay, if nothing further, make sure you guys do not forget to stop, like this video, subscribe if you have not, and sharing is caring, so make sure you guys share this video so I can reach a broader audience. Okay, now not for nothing, if you guys would like to join the channel, you can find the link located in the description box down below, or feel free to look above. That's right, right there in the chat. It should be pinned. If it's not, it should be by now. Okay, not for nothing, if you like to support me on a monetary basis, you can support me by Cash App through the money sign Whitney D 2014, or make sure you look at the bottom of the screen and there is located other means of ways to donate to the channel: PayPal, Zelle, or Cash App. Nothing more. Thank you and enjoy the show. Welcome back, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get into everything. Welcome. Uh-oh, we need a bullhorn. Welcome, Miss Orleans. That's my CC. That's my baby. Hey, welcome to the Witness Nation, y'all. This child been trying to get in this mug for forever. Okay, let's stop playing. She been trying to become a member since the beginning of time. Okay, she kept having complications with her phone, and I'm happy that she's able to become a member. So we gotta give her a shout out. So welcome, CC. It's just better here. Okay. If you want to join, go ahead and click the link that is pinned up top, okay? And you'll get all kind of nice, cool little perks, okay? But not for nothing. What's up, Katie? Uh-oh, pew. Shouts out to Katie. And let me just let you guys know how my boo thing roll, okay? Katie is my optimist, if you will, elite, okay, mod. And she don't play, okay? And yeah, ignorance makes her itch, okay? Like she got this tick, right? You know what I'm saying? Ignorance just make her just go a little crazy. And so if you get to acting ignorant in the comments, okay, she's gonna give you the eye emojis like I see you. All right. Then you continue to proceed. You see that little water gun? Pew. Oh, she's gonna destroy you with those guns. Okay. Now, if you continue to keep going, she's gonna put your little narrow behind in time out. Okay. And then from there, you're gonna have to exit stage left. So make sure you act accordingly. Okay. What's up, D Grand in the building? What up, Lady G? Good morning, beautiful people. Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. Good morning. Up, there go Diamond Cut. Hey, my honey bunches. Good morning. And afternoon for you guys. Hey, I want to say Miss Pearson, right? Okay. Is it Jashandria? Hey, girl. Yeah. Welcome. Hey, Quana. Hey, honey bunches of O's. Hey, Andrew. Welcome, you guys. Hey, Dory. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Okay. Pray you guys are having a super stupid blessed day, to say the least. We're going to go ahead and get into the skinny of things. Okay. But before we do, all right, I know everybody has got their ears and eyes glued over here because what transpired on last night. Yes, I'm feeling much better, y'all. And it was nothing really just wrong with me. I just didn't eat, y'all. Okay. And my skinny behind can't afford to miss a meal. So what happened was I got up super early with, my daughter, getting her into school, getting her on the bus. And then we came to notice that our son wasn't, feeling too good. And so he ended up staying home, and it was just a lot. And I went to sleep. I ain't gonna lie to you. I literally woke up at 11:10 and got myself situated and got my equipment set up because me and my husband, we share spaces. So my set, normally I'm on. That's the reason why I podcast with you guys during the day, because during the day my husband's out there working, and so I can't be on set. So I just come into the living room, into a bedroom. That's why sometimes y'all hear the smoke detectors. Baby, I done took them down now. But anyway. And so I hadn't eaten anything, drink anything, nothing. I hadn't, nothing had touched my lips. And I was just shaking and stuff like that. And I was just delirious. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you, delirious. So thank you guys for your concern, because it was crazy. But also what was crazy was last night, child. Lord. Okay. So my boy Angelo decided to take his narrow behind. Well, his butt ain't narrow. Okay. Decided to take his behind over to Choke No Joke. Never heard of the guy. I told you guys, I debunked the whole rumor that was going around. Good morning, Shirley and Purple. I debunked that whole little and Leslie, hey honey bunches. I debunked that whole little rumor that was going around in regards to Azrael going on there. Okay. She did not. And I told y'all that. Okay. And so I didn't know who this dude was. Apparently he's big in the industry. I don't know. Maybe it was before my time. I was my 80s, 90s baby. I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. Angelo decided to take his natural brown behind over there. And I'm not going to lie. I was upset. Not going to lie. Because I just feel like, why? Why? I mean, no shade. It's just, it's no convincing people that got their minds made up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest, it was very cringe-worthy to me. It was very uncomfortable. The chat was very biased, to say the least. But I mean, if they were to come over here, well, no, if they came over here and they kept it respectful, we wouldn't be doing no tripping. But the stuff that they were saying in the comments, I was embarrassed. If I can be honest with you, I was embarrassed to read the comments and to see it was predominantly Black people. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did speak to Angelo. I do understand now what his approach was, what he was doing it for. However, I hated it. And I told him that. And so I'm going to tell you guys that. I just don't interact with that side. I just don't. They're very disrespectful. They're very demeaning, and they don't care. Like I said, I've witnessed them use my footage, and which it's gonna have ramifications for. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. And I would just see how ugly they would talk about me. Don't know me. Just because they don't agree with my perspective, it gets very ugly. And it got very ugly last night. And it was just kind of weird because a lot of the answers, a lot of questions he was answering, and they were swearing that he wasn't. I will be honest. I mean, like me, Angelo can be long-winded. Okay. He can. But he does answer the questions. He has a roundabout way of doing that. I myself am the same way. I guess that's why I can understand a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? My husband be like, just get to it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, just to wrap it up, I hated it. Okay. But I get it, and maybe, we'll share dialect with you guys probably tonight. I'm going to see if he wants to come on or whatever, and we talk. I already got this name as me being his mouthpiece, which is stupid. But anyways, yeah, so that's my perspective about it. If you didn't watch it, it's on my community tab. I actually shared it. I canceled last night's reading so I could watch it. And like I said, and I will never go to that side. I will never have that side over here. It's nothing to talk about, especially now. I don't even know why we still talking about this. It's the verdict has already been passed. The nigga was found guilty on all his counts. If anything, it shouldn't be no finger pointing. It's redundant at this point. It's it's just ridiculous. Even Kanik already said it was nothing to do with the parents. They didn't find anything. Okay, and then we're reading the freaking indictment of Illinois, and we're hearing about the parents who were involved, and it's just stupid. Child, please. So that's neither here nor there, but y'all can use that as a clickbait as well. Anyways, so that's my perspective on that. Don't really have nothing else to say in regards to that. And furthermore, it was men talking. That's a man's channel. I don't really tend to men's business. I don't have to take up Frangelo. He can speak for himself. He's a grown man. Half the time I don't be knowing what he gonna say or do. I find out about stuff after the fact. Okay. So yeah. But anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this book. Look, child. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this read. Let's get into this read, child, because I don't really got nothing else to say in regards to that. Okay. But before we begin, shouts out to the R.Kelly case open discussion group. This is where I obtained the book. Shouts out to them, okay, in regards to it. Check them out. They are on the heels of this case, and the case is pending when it comes to R.Kelly. And I admire the group, to say the least. So this is where I actually obtained the book. So it is what it is. Hold on. I'm looking at the comments. Katie says, one chapter and decide how you feel about moving to the second. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. They think he's going to win the appeal. He's not. Okay. I'm not even going to get into that, Andrew, because it's ridiculous. Y'all, grand announcement. This is not we can't find the weapon situation. They had everything. Okay, I don't know the appeal rate for Fed time. Maybe somebody can look that up in the statistics surrounding it, but I don't think I think you gotta child. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. These people, it's just sad. You're wasting your money and your time. Okay, just that on that. All right. Anyways, you guys, unlike them, we read over here. We do. And although I may be stumbling and fumbling over words and stuff like that, but baby, I will read. And that's why I was asking y'all, do you want me to continue reading transcripts? Because I have them, baby. I have every last one of the this transcripts. I just stopped at the wow because, like I told y'all, it was becoming oversaturated with people reading. And then they was just reading. I want to pay attention to details, and I want to comprehend what I'm reading. And you could tell last night, a lot of people didn't comprehend what other people was reading. You know what I'm saying? They listened in on people, but they still wasn't even understanding what they were saying. That's just like me. If I read this, SOULLESS, the case against R.Kelly, and this and that and third and da da da. If I'm just reading, you get what I'm saying? That's why I try to put expression behind what I'm reading, so you guys can picture in your head what you're listening to. If I just read like dry eyes, y'all gonna be like, okay, Whitney, you know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna tune out, or you're gonna receive it in a different way. And I think in a lot of cases, that's what a lot of people, because he kept answering the same stuff over. And I was like, oh God, I left away for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. It was getting on my damn nerve. It was on my last nerve. I had to step away. Child. And then you'll see people come in the comments and they'll go on, ask their question. They get back in the comments, still going along with the lie or whatever. After getting their answer, they still went back into the comments and I was just like, y'all, dang, man. It's ridiculous. Us Black folks, we are so far behind. Anyways, let me read this dissertation real quick before we get into everything, okay? In November 2000, Chicago journalist and music critic okay, somebody told me this pronunciation. Let me go find it, because I mean, I don't want to be mispronouncing the man's name, but I guess I have, because somebody was in my comments. It was like, Whitney is, and I don't mind that. Y'all, I don't take that disrespectfully. I really appreciate that, because I don't be knowing. Like I said, this is not Reading Rainbow. I just be reading, what's before me. God dang it. I think they deleted it. I think they deleted, but oh well. Y'all see his name. If I mispronunciated that, I do apologize. That's not my intentions. But anyways, let me get into it. The Rogist, I don't know his name, received an anonymous fax that alleged R.Kelly had a problem with young girls. Weeks later, he broke the shocking story, publishing allegations that the R&B superstar and local hero had groomed girls, sexually abused them, and paid them off. He thought his work would have an impact. Instead, Kelly's career flourished. No one seemed to care. Not the music industry, not the culture at large, not the parents of numerous other young girls. But for more than 18 years, he stayed on the story. He was the one who was giving the disturbing videotape that led to Kelly's 2008 child pornography trial. The one whose window was shot out, and the one whom women trusted to tell their stories of a meeting with the superstar at a classroom, a mall, a concert, or a McDonald's that forever warped the course of their lives. Soulless, the case against R. Kelly, is a masterpiece, a work of tenacious journalism and powerful culture criticism. It tells the story of Kelly's career. He investigates the investigations and the world in which the two crossed paths, and brings the story up to the moment when things finally seem to have changed, decades in the making. This is an outrageous, darkly riveting account of the life and actions of R. Kelly and their horrible impact on dozens of girls by the only person to tell it. Let's get into this read or whatever. Child. Okay. All right. Take myself off the screen. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this read. Chapter 2. I promise you. Baby, come inside now. Turn down the lights. R. Kelly seductively croons, cause there's something that I want from you right now. Give me that honey love. His first hit is driven by an oozing groove and a lush backing track. And in the video, he literally pours honey over a woman's naked body. The three singers who joined him in public announcement, Earl Robertson, Andre Boykins, and Ricky Webster, only appear out of focus. Hovering in the background, R. Kelly clearly is the star. Lacking a truly great voice like Sam Cooke's or Donny Hathaway's, Kelly began to build a reputation through songwriting and crafting memorable images. Um, he talks in every interview about how the songs never stop coming. I walk around every day with a radio playing constantly in my head. Nigga, that's a problem. Anyways, he told Hal Anderson of Entertainment Weekly, and these radio station plays a lot of hits, but his output always has invents as much calculation as inspiration. As far back as my first high school performance and my days singing in the subway, my gut told me that I needed a hook. Kelly says in SoulaCoaster, sex and sensuality were going to be my hook. The clean-cut image and messages of MGM became history, and the singer remade himself as a hypersexual super freak, as Vibe described him in his first national magazine cover story, as well as the R&B thug. Embracing elements of the street look and attitude he scoffed at in the Chicago Tribune story about MGM. Now, that reminds me of Usher. Remember when he went off to that camp and he came back hypersexualized? Yeah, that tends to happen when you're in abusive situations. But I concur. He introduced that hip hop thing to R&B, that street style, and he knew how to style his vocals that way to around the melodies that he wrote. Nigga, please, you didn't write nothing. Said a record industry executive who worked with him early on. Here was this big. Sorry, I got a text. Here was this big strapping guy, not soft at all, with a street image in a natural way. The direction of his music headed that way too. Marketable. Public Announcement toured for much of 1992, even traveling twice to Europe, a challenge because of Kelly's fear of flying. The buzz built, though, born into the 90s, took a year to reach platinum status of 1 million copies sold. And his sales topped off there. It didn't yield another hit, but Kelly thought he found the key for the follow-up, leaning even more heavily on sex and sensuality. On tour, he developed a skit about a dream of making love to Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip-hop soul. On stage, he boasted that some men might give her foreplay, but he could deliver 3 times better than he enumerated how. In 12 graphic steps, the skit became a song, an album title, and a template. Leaving Public Announcement behind, the singer took a definite and aggressive stance on the cover of 12 Play, the first album credited solely to R.Kelly and released by Jive Records in November 1993, open to show off his ripped chest. Let's show that ripped chest, y'all. That sexy milk chocolate. Ooh, yeah. Take it in. Oh, yes. Nigga, please. He wears a black vest adorned with random white leathers atop baggy black pants. He sports dark shades and a shaven head and brandishes a cane, both a weapon and a Fred Astaire era prop. Fred Astaire era prop. His is special though, and if you don't look closely, you might easily miss the adjustable mirror on a ride at the bottom Intended to look up, ladies. Oh, hell no. Wow. You might easily miss the adjustable mirror on a rod at the bottom, intended to look up women's skirt. This perv. Ain't that considered rape? Like a form of it? Like you looking, you know what I'm saying, peeping in on me? I'm okay. I'm just saying that's a little weird. Big weird energy. Anyway. Novelty stores call it a dirty old man walking stick. Kelly spent months working on his second album in Chicago recording company, which local musicians call CRC. The state-of-the-art studio was spread over 3-building downtown, headquartered on Ohio Street, and top clients paid more than $500 an hour, while the facility catered to their every whim. They've got a pool table in here and everything for me, Kelly told me with boyish enthusiasm a few years later. He recorded 12 of his raunchiest tracks, Yet Sex Me, parts 1 and 2, Bump and Grind, and I Like the Crotch on You. Really? You know what? Let me look this up. Let's see what crotch. I'm just curious. It says the part of the human body between the legs where they join the torso, which I know that, but I was just growing. Okay, the part of the garment that passes. Okay. Now, I was about to say that sounded a little suspect, bruh. But I guess, that's generally speaking. But I was thinking that crotch is more so geared to the man, but I digress. Keep talking about the crotch, nigga. Have fun with it. As well as two sedate soul ballads he could probably have sung for Lena McLean back at Kenwood Academy. One was an original, For You. The other was a cover, Sadie, by the Spinners. It had been one of his mother's favorite songs, and Robert intended it as a tribute to Joanne, who died not long before the album's release. At times, Kelly has claimed he didn't know his mother had cancer, and she banished him from Roseland Hospital when he rushed to her bedside, her deathbed. I kept telling her I was sorry. I didn't know, he told Chio Hadari Coker and Vibe. She begged me to get out, and I did. He said he returned to CRC and sat at the piano, and the call that Joanne had died came while he sang For You. He repeated this version in SoulaCoaster with added detail, but when Kelly talked to Chris Heath of GQ years later, he gave a different account. In that version, Kelly says that when he returned from his second European tour, he immediately joined his mother in the hospital. She said, "Please leave, please." But he claimed he stayed to bear his soul. I said, "First of all, I love you, and I thank you for everything you have done. Everything. And I'm sorry for every time I've been bad or did something I wasn't supposed to. And I promise you." And she died right there on the I promise you. God damn. That's not funny, but damn. It's just so dramatic. I'm sorry. It's just extra dramatic. You know what? Let me take a pause right here because I feel it right now. Let me go on and make this public service announcement for the people.
Hello, trolls. Beautifully animated here. On one of Whitney's lives about R.Kelly, she had to address the troll who said she was making fun of R.Kelly. when she was really just bringing humor to a toxic situation, a very troubling situation. But as far as me, I am making fun of R. Kelly. Start trying to control Whitney's channel. Peace.
All right, let there be a warning, okay? Because I'm going to be roasting that ass, okay? I just am. I'm not even gonna lie to you, okay? If it's some tomfoolery, I'm calling it out, okay? And that tends to offend you booty licking R. Kelly fans, okay? I'm just saying. Anyways, let's read that back because that just the melodramatics for me. First, it was I left and I went to the studio, and right in the middle of me singing my song, I got the call. And then this one is saying, I'm up here pleading, I love you, mama, and I swear to you, I promise. Beep. I mean, okay, which one is it? In that version, Kelly says that when he returned from his second European tour, he immediately joined his mother in the hospital. She said, please leave, please. But he claimed he stayed to bear his soul. I said, first of all, I love you. And I thank you for everything you have done, everything. And I'm sorry for every time I've been bad or did something I wasn't supposed to do. And I promise you, and she died right there on the spot. Right on the I promise you. Well, damn. I called the doctor. They came in and they pronounced her dead. I was still holding her hand. But I finished my sentence. I said, I promise you, mama, no matter what, by any means necessary, I will be one of the best singer-songwriters this world has ever seen. And seen. Nigga, please. Few people forget the details of their mother's death and the discrepancies. I know I will, because I won't be at my mom's death. I won't be at her funeral. She's very well aware of that. But I concur. And Kelly's stories bothered journalist Chris Heath. A good deal of how we come away thinking of R. Kelly must hang on what we think of R. Kelly's relationship with the truth. To not believe him would mean that he is now lying about what happened at his mother's deathbed, and that he is doubling down on the lie to my face. Like many others, Heath wanted to believe, such is the power of myth. Several sources told me that once his career began to take off, Kelly actually shunned the mother he claims he worshipped. Robert cut her off. His half-brother Kerry said, oh, what hell? Where's my gavel? We're getting into some tea, child. Wait a minute. Let me... Well, let's talk about it, Kerry. Let's talk about it, Kerry. I can't find my gavel, baby. This is some tea for you. What? The love of his life, love of my life. You are cut off. Love of my life. I had to leave, cut you off. Mama, I'm good without you. But okay. Yeah. So let's run that back. Several sources told me that once his career began to take off, Kelly actually shunned the mother he claims he worshiped. Robert cut her off. His half-brother, Kerry, said. Because Robert didn't approve of Joanne's relationship with Lucius. When Kelly got his first big check as an advance from Jive, his crew shamed him for buying himself a new black Mercedes, while Joanne continued to drive a Beta. A raggedy old Ford that she had to hot wire to start. God dang, had Mama Joanne hot rodding stuff. Child, niggas with money. Told you it's not the love of money, people. I don't know why everybody keeps saying that. It's the love of money is the root of evil. Y'all stop picking out scriptures. I should have known there was something wrong, a friend of the family told me. He was very reluctant to share anything with her. He refuses to deal with her medical bills. She checked into the hospital under a false name. Although he had the money, I think he was angry with everybody for not protecting him from the abuse, to the point that he got started at the abuse himself. It sparked up something in him. Bingo. Walla bing, walla boom. Ka-ching ching boom. Say that again. Rewind. I think he was angry with everybody for not protecting him from the abuse that he did not tell nobody. Are we going to talk about it? Oh, okay. To the point that he got started at the abuse himself. It sparked up something in him, and it tends to do that. I'm a product of it myself. I was very rude and disrespectful to my mom growing up when I was younger because I was pissed because she wasn't there to protect me from the abuse that she didn't even know about. That's why this whole facade about this loving mom, I called BS. Y'all remember I told y'all that. I honestly, God, really believe, I'm not even going to put that out there in the ether. I think, okay, we talk about that on the back end. Y'all become members. We're going to have a dialect. But yeah, it makes sense. That's why I'm like, all this lovey-dovey crap that they put out there, Negro, please. 12 Play left some in the music press cold. In a year when the big rappers have either repeated, tired, outrageous, or outgrown them, Kelly's crude chart-wise new Jack Swing is Black Pop's most depressing. Development. Wrote the self-professed Dean of American Music Critics, Robert Christgau. Nevertheless, the album sold more than 6 million copies in the United States, garnering 3 top 20 pop hits with Bump and Grind, which made it to number 1, Your Body's Calling, and Sex Me Parts 1 and 2. On the R&B chart, Bump and Grind elbowed aside Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You to claim the top slot. Not surprisingly, its ulterior became a sought-after songwriter and a producer for other artists, including High Five, Billy Ocean, Toni Braxton, Janet Jackson, and a promising high school student from Detroit named Aaliyah. Are you ready? Y'all grab y'all something to drink and some popcorn. We finna get into it. I'm finna go give me take a potty break, and I'm finna get into this read, baby. Yes, we get into the tea, honey. Let me go and drop this real quick or whatever. Enough time where I can go potty and come right back.
Don't tell me with this. I can't help. Robert. I can't help. This ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Yo, let me quit this. Yo, let me quit this. Yo, let me quit this. Yo, let me. Y'all gotta kill me. Yo, let me quit this. Yo, let me quit this. Yo, let me quit this. Yo, let me quit. Let me get it. Gotta kill me. Gotta kill me. Gotta kill me. You don't wanna believe it. Gotta kill me. Gotta kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R.Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R.Kelly. Do it right here. Stupid R.Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R.Kelly. Do it right here.
All right. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's get into this, child. Do, 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 do. All right, y'all. Now, I told y'all I'm feeling much better, okay? So if I get the stumbling, fumbling of words, it's just because I don't know them. Okay? But you can read it, okay? Anyways, let's go and get into this because I guess we're about to get into the skinny. Okay. Aaliyah was born in Brooklyn on January 16, 1979, according to her birth certificate. Diane and Michael chose their second child's name from Jewish and Arabic roots. Sorry, y'all. Meaning rising up. Ooh, or ascending. Wow. See, that's why you gotta be not careful, but you gotta be mindful of what you name your children. Ain't that kind of deep? Rising up and ascending, and that's, anyway. She attended Gius Catholic school in Detroit, where the family resettled so Michael could work in a warehouse owned by Diane's brother, Barry Hankerson. After Aaliyah started singing in church, her proud stage parents paid for years of vocal lessons. Sound familiar? Of another aspiring singer whose parents paid for vocal lessons. But let's continue. Let's see if all this is just crazy, okay? She went on to maintain a 4.0 grade point average at the Detroit High School for the Fine and Performing Arts, focusing on drama, not music. Barely 5'1". Oh gosh, Aaliyah was short. Barely 5'1", light-skinned with thick, flowing black hair and hypnotic brown eyes. She always made as much of an impact on stage with her charismatic presence as her vocal abilities. Host Ed McCann introduced Aaliyah as a girl with a big voice and an even bigger dream. When she appeared on the television show Star Search at age 10, looking like a young Whitney Houston in a ruffled pink skirt and jacket with enormous shoulder pads, she confidently sang My Funny Valentine, building to some vocal flourishes a la Houston or Celine Dion. The next year, at age 11, she joined her ex-aunt Gladys Knight on stage during a 5-night stint at Bally's Las Vegas hotel. Talking to People magazine years later, Knight remembered Aaliyah as brought up in the old school, a sweet, sweet girl. She would walk into a room and you would feel her light. She'd hug everyone and she meant it. At age 14, Aaliyah became the first artist signed to Blackground Records. The boutique label her uncle Barry Hankerson started with Jive in 1993. Hankerson introduced the niece he called the light of my life to his star client, and she began recording the debut album R.Kelly wrote, produced, and titled for her. Shy and timid, by some accounts, Aaliyah was considered wise beyond her years and old for her age by many people. Released in May 1994, 5 months after her 15th birthday, the cover of Age Ain't Nothing But a Number depicts a different girl from the one seen on Star Search. Wow. Doing her best to look street, Aaliyah poses in a hoodie, leaning against a wall and wearing dark sunglasses under a black skull cap. In the background, the 27-year-old Geezed. She thanks in the liner notes as her mentor, best friend, and producer peers at her from behind his own dark shades, shirtless and wearing a vest like the one on the cover of 12 Play. Ain't that's disgusting. Let's look that cover up. And ain't that funny, the comparison with 12 Play? Ain't that funny though? He's wearing what he's wearing from 12 Play on her cover though. You nasty bastard. Okay, y'all, check this out. Oh, that's not it. Let's look at this cover. Oh, sorry, y'all. Let me download it. I don't know why it's taking it so long. Where'd it go? Okay, let me just share my screen. Check this out, y'all. This is how this old geezer was looking in the background. His old perverted behind. What the heck was he doing? Like, nigga, what are you doing? I'm just saying. Okay, they doing that. Oh, look at her. Y'all, look at this though. Look at him. What is your big grown? Like he leaning all over. What is that? What kind of pose is that? I wish I was on my set. What is this dude doing in the background? Look at him. Look at that. Why are you there, sir? I'm just curious. Yeah, Cece, oh, goofy looking at. Why are you in the background? What are you? You're a producer. You big goofy looking. See, I just couldn't. I don't understand. I don't even get the concept. I don't understand what their motivation was with him being there. What is he doing? Like, why are you there, sir? And then look at him. He got his hands all on his hands, like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's really like no point of him being right there. It's none. And look at this. See, we saw this, but we really didn't pay it no mind back then. What is this? And then y'all see that ring on her finger? Oh, do y'all see the ring? Oh, let me zoom that in. See if I can zoom it in. Oh, let me see if I can zoom it in. But I don't know if y'all can see that ring on her finger. Y'all see that? Y'all see that ring? Look at that ring on her finger right there. Wish I could zoom it in some. God dang it. I don't think I can. Dang. See if I click on it. It's going to open up another window. But it's a ring on her finger, y'all. And no shade, her face look a little thicker. Could be me. Just, I don't know. Just, And okay. Anyways, enough of that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get him back into this reading, chat. I can't. We already know what he was doing. Weirdo. Kelly and Aaliyah appeared on BET's Video Soul Gold in the summer of 1994. Dressed in identical hip-hop streetwear, co-host Sherry Carter started by saying everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins. Kelly laughed. I better go get me a white Jeep. Uh-oh, he said, presumably referring to the white Bronco O.J. Simpson had recently driven while fleeing police. Well, no, Aaliyah said. We're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. He's my best friend. With that, she playfully tapped his arm. In the whole wide world, Kelly said, you big, this nigga, I'm sorry. I just can't. You big, grown, in the whole wide world. Big, friendly. Anyways, Kelly said, completing her thought. Through a wide grin, Aaliyah echoed him in childlike sing songs. My thing is this, though. Why was he there everywhere? It goes back to a state of being a product of a freak of habit. I told y'all. He was sitting there every step of the way with Aaliyah. And then let's fast forward years later, he's in the freaking interview with Ass and Joy. Like, nigga, move around. Like, bruh. Ugh. The other host, Brett Walker, later asked about the origin of Aaliyah's album title. She's running around the studio one day with her friends, talking a lot of smack, Kelly says. Aaliyah hung with a posse of 3 girls, everyone called Second Chapter. Tell her age ain't nothing but a number, girl. Kelly recalled her telling one of her friends, I was like, so what you trying to say? So immediately I heard the song, and I got her back 15 minutes later, told her, check this out. And we cut the track right then and there. Yeah, this is some weirdo stuff. Many on the music scene believed Aaliyah was older than the 15 stated in her record company bio. And most people do. Black girls are always overaged. That's why they tend to call us fast and hot and grown and stuff like that. Oh, but we're not grown enough when you want to spank us or when we do disrespect you, right? They're only grown and fast and hot when it's in particulation when it comes to your Black men, right? Oh, okay. It clearly said in her bio her age, but she didn't act like that. She's beyond her time. Shit. So Carter asked, and for the record, you are how old? Aaliyah smiled, held her finger to her lips, and playfully whispered, that's a secret. Shh. Child. They just want to say her age because they would have been looking upside R.Kelly's head. Kelly's growing Midas touch held as Aaliyah's debut sold 2 million copies, swarming 2 top 10 singles with Back and Forth and At Your Best, You Are Loved. 6 months later, in December 1994, Daniel Smith's cover story on Kelly the Super Freak hit the newsstands and vibe. Nothing for the first time in the national press, a rumor about him and Aaliyah. Visiting a Black beauty salon at Philadelphia's Fading Gallery, Ma Smith describes a group of women discussing R. Kelly because he's headlining at the Spectrum tonight. And because, word is, he just married his teenage protege, Aaliyah. Like the jocks on the radio in New York, Philly, Oakland, and LA, folks are yammering about Kelly's marriage, making comparisons to Marvin Gaye and Jerry Lee Lewis, joking about jailbait and robbing the cradle. The illustrations in the 4-page magazine spread included a Cook County marriage certificate for Robert Sylvester Kelly and Aaliyah, citing a religious ceremony in suburban Rosemont near Chicago's O'Hare Airport on August 31st, 1994. It accurately noted Kelly's age, 27, but listed Aaliyah's as 18. Kelly, Aaliyah, and their label reps all declined to comment. Kelly pulled out of an interview with Vibe at the last minute, but Smith sat in his dressing room backstage at the Spectrum as he nonetheless posed for the photo shoot. Road manager Demetri Smith warned her not to take notes or ask questions, but two female fans in their early 20s walked in and asked not only about the alleged marriage, but about rumors Aaliyah was pregnant. Don't believe everything you read, Kelly said. That's so factual, sir, because the garbage that you put in your book, we can't believe. Now, the singer repeated that line often in years to come whenever he didn't completely avoid the subject of Aaliyah. She is never mentioned in SoulaCoaster. Exactly. In telling my story, certain episodes could not be included for complicated reasons. Reason authors notes. I interviewed Aaliyah by phone for the Chicago Sun-Times a week after the publication of the Vibe article. My story previewed a Chicago concert supporting her debut album opening at the UIC Pavilion for Keith Sweat, Silk and Blackstreet on New Year's Eve, 1994. Smart and sassy in a self-assured but playful way, she told me the phrase that seemed to precede her name in every article didn't bother her. It's always Aaliyah and R.Kelly and Aaliyah, but I don't mind being called his protege because that's what I am. Before that interview, I called Cook County Clerk David Orr, and he confirmed that the marriage certificate and Vibe was authentic. Boom. The officiant, its name, refused to comment about R. Kelly. I'm not going to say anything. The Rev Nathan J. Edmond told me. Ain't this funny, y'all? Here we are years later after this book, and Nathan J. Edmond was on trial. Remember that? Oh, yeah. If you want to know anything about him, you can ask him. When we talked, Aaliyah said she had seen the document and Vibe, but she didn't have much to say about it. I saw it, but I don't really comment on that because I know that's not true. When people ask me, I tell them, hey, don't believe all that mess. We're close and people took it the wrong way. We're really cool friends. We've known each other for 4 years, but it's a friendship and it will continue to be a friendship. No, that's a lie, Aaliyah, but God rest your soul. R&B stars, female proteges tend to have short-lived careers. I told Aaliyah. Witness Mary Jane Girls, produced by Rick James, or Vanity 6, produced by Prince. She giggled. Of course, there's a connection with me and Robert because he did write the whole album. But as far as the second album, he probably will do some songs, but it won't be a whole project. I do see myself becoming my own artist. If you know your own style and you're sure of yourself, you can definitely overcome the protege thing. I made one other call for that story to Wayne Williams, the Chicago-based A&R rep at Jive for both stars. I'll tell you this. They ain't married, he said. You don't see no ring on her finger, right? As far as all that other stuff, I'm sure that's just media hype. Robert has reached a level now where he's going to get a lot of rumors. The more successful he is, the wilder they'll get. I know Robert and Michael Jackson were talking about this. Things get crazy and they get out of hand after a certain point. Well, nigga, you didn't know what you was talking about either. From the beginnings, even more humble than Kelly's, Jackson and his 8 siblings grew up in a 672 square foot ranch house in Gary, Indiana. 30 miles southeast of Kelly's childhood homes on the south side. Oh, sorry. Jackson had become a worldwide superstar, the self-proclaimed king of pop, while soliciting songs for the album that became his story, past, present, and future, book 1. His managers gave him the demo for a song by Kelly called You Are Not Alone. Jackson liked it so much he flew to Chicago to record with Kelly at CRC. In November 1994, as much as he longed to work with the king of pop, Kelly had come to fear flying to the extent that he didn't want to travel to record at Jackson's Neverland Valley Ranch in Los Olives, California. The trip testified both to Jackson's fading star and Kelly's ascendant one. In the summer of 1993, a dentist named Evan Chandler said his 13-year-old son, Jordan, had been sexually abused by Jackson. Now, the Stars Camp filed suit, claiming a shakedown by the boy's father. In January 1994, prosecutors announced they would not bring extortion charges against Evan Chandler. At the same time, Jackson paid the family a sum of about $25 million. He later claimed his lawyers made the settlement without his consent. Grand jury investigations in Santa Barbara County and Los Angeles continued for several months, but ended without the Stars' indictment. Released in August 1995, You Are Not Alone became Jackson's first #1 hit after the child sex scandal, and the last of 13 during a solo career that started in 1972. With Ben, his love song to a rat is only marginally less sacred than You Are Not Alone. A lead-in ballad, Another Day Has Gone, I'm Still All Alone. Jackson sings in the opening before Kelly joins him on backing vocals a few lines later. Did you have to go and leave my world so cold? I met Kelly in person once in January 1995 during an early morning press conference. The Chicago chapter of the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences held at a Loop Hotel. It took place as nominations for the 1994 Grammy Awards were simultaneously announced in New York, Los Angeles, and Nashville. Given 12 plays phenomenal success, local NARAS members were certain it would garner several nods, and they invited Kelly to the events. They were wrong, and Kelly was shut out, as he should. Shut, lock them doors, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your kids. Yeah. I approached the singer after the list had been read while he sat hulking in a chair against a wall, legs splayed wide, surrounded by handlers. He hid behind his omnipresent shades. He shook hands, and I asked a few dumb questions. Given your success, do prizes even matter? Which prompts only grunts in reply. He seemed pissed off after being dragged to a stupid press event for nothing. I did not push my luck by asking about Aaliyah. We talked at length for the only time 8 months later, as You Are Not Alone sat atop the charts with a sensibility amongst entirely shaped by USA Today and the Today Show. A new editor at the Sun-Times couldn't get enough stories about Michael Jackson in the paper, though. She always chid me for nothing. The Jordan Chandler sex scandal, because it only upsets the readers. My colleague David Hoekstra covered Kelly during my first stint at the paper. Hoekstra loved old school soul and R&B, and that first interview he did with Kelly focused a lot on their mutual appreciation for Donny Hathaway. Since Jackson wasn't talking to anyone, I reached out to Kelly to discuss You Are Not Alone. But the conversation also touched on the new music he was recording nonstop at CRC, interrupted only by trips to McDonald's or rides in his Mercedes along Lake Shore Drive or on I-94 to the Six Flags Great American Amusement Park in Gurnee. I'm sorry, this nigga stays around where little kids interact. No shade, no tea. I like Six Flags, but it's like pulling teeth to get my husband to go. He just doesn't really care to go to Chuck E. Cheese, or Six Flags. He don't care about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Little boy. The story ran in September 1995, shortly after I left the paper for the first time to become deputy music editor at Rolling Stone in New York. And 3 months before the less imaginatively titled R.Kelly album appeared in stores, the Jive publicist who connected us for the phoner warned me not to ask Kelly about Aaliyah, but the singer seemed willing to talk about anything, and he brought up the controversy a bit obliquely. I came up with You Are Not Alone because I was going through some emotional things in my life. I've experienced some shit, maybe not on Michael's level, but on my own level. And you've got to think, if I was a nobody and nobody knew me, nobody could talk about me. Shit, yes, they will. Just like we do at our kitchen table. We just let Ray just keep molesting and messing with our children. You will be little Ray. Okay. Kelly appeared working with Jackson to playing with Chicago's championship NBA basketball team. It's like playing with the Bulls. I could sit on the bench and pass out water, and after that, I could die. I'm not holding him up, but I feel Michael is special because despite these things he's going through, he's still trying to get his message across. If you want to get a message across, Michael is the perfect man for the job. I heard they are playing You Are Not Alone in places that don't even exist. I asked about criticism of the misogyny in Kelly's the misogyny in Kelly's music. I hope I pronounced that right. Nothing that the Village Voice had recently said. His songs had the sensitivity of a porno loop. He laughed. I just do my best and pray to God that people connect with it and try to remember what my mother told me. What comes from the heart touches the heart. I really love Marvin Gaye, and his albums were pretty sexual. I've read things in old magazines where people had things to say about him. But people are forgetting there's an artist. There's a creative situation. Not just this freak. You've got to ask yourself, how can this same guy turn around and write, You Are Not Alone? Well, we don't have to ask that, nigga. You are bipolar, you're schizophrenic, you're a sociopath. You got several things in your mind. By way of you, nigga, you hear music playing in your head, while many of us don't hear much of anything, or we just hear our thoughts that we keep to our damn selves. We don't see piano keys and notes playing and knocking at our doors in our dreams. But I mean, hey, everybody's different, right? As we were wrapping up, Kelly told me he'd enjoyed our conversation and he wanted to add one more thing. This is called show business. What I do in my music is what I feel, not necessarily how I am. I don't walk around with my pants down all day saying, give me a girl. You're right. You say, give me a nigga. Or give me that dick. You're right. You're right. People need to not judge what they see on the TV. Nobody knows Robert or what he's been through. Not R. Kelly, but Robert. R. Kelly is a thing on TV. He sure as hell is a thing. Okay? From Planet Upton. Okay? All right, you guys. That was chapter 2. Okay, let me see how long chapter 3 is, because we may keep going. How y'all feeling? Child, this stuff, this is funny. Let me see how long this chapter is. We might stop here and continue. Yeah, I'll read this. Y'all good? I'll read chapter 3. I'm feeling good, y'all. Child. Look, baby, I gotta make fun. Okay, let me read this chapter so we can actually be caught up for next week. Chapter 3. There are lots of people who know about this. The Monday after Thanksgiving 2000, I made a special trip back to the Sun-Times offices to take another look at the facts. And a few things had bothered me about it over the long holiday weekend, and I cursed myself for not bringing it home. Robert's problem is young girls. And they should have said / boys, but I digress. I know this book is for the girls. Oh, y'all good? All right, let me put this disclaimer out there again, okay, for the people in the back. Don't at me,
Hello,
baby.
trolls. Beautifully animated here. On one of Whitney's lives about R. Kelly, she had to address the troll who said she was making fun of R. Kelly when she was really just bringing humor to a toxic situation, a very troubling situation. But as far as me, I am making fun of R. Kelly. start trying to control Whitney's channel. Peace.
Okay. Don't control my damn channel. You got a problem with what I'm saying with old boy? Turn your ass. Okay. You have been duly warned. Okay. Let's go into chapter 3. And I saw I think it is Tramika says, nah, boys. Yes, baby. Girl, you need to catch up on the transcript reading. Girl, it's been 2 so far, but in this book, we've come to find out he's been down low, baby. Yes. I guess he did them Negroes right, baby, because they ain't came out yet. But these 2 that got subpoenaed, which is Arlon, the little 17-year-old boy, who he crawled down on his knees and came over to his big, funky, 50-year-old, funky, dingling smelling breaths, okay? And came over there and gave this little boy fellatios, okay? And the little boy wasn't getting hard, so he stopped. And he was like, well, don't tell nobody, we family now, okay? And then it was the other little dude, nephew, who was actually messing around with all the other girls too, that he was grooming, and he was letting him have sex with all the other girls. So yes, child. So yeah, and see, yeah, he must have was treating them other niggas right, because he been doing this since 1919. His old crusty booty. Anyways, Robert's problem is young girls. Anyone could have written that, but the letter included a lot of specifics, unusual for mere gossip or rumor. And one passage especially stuck with me. I'm telling you about it, hoping that you or someone at your newspaper will write an article, and then Robert will have no choice but to get help and stop hurting the people he's hurting. Boom. Like boom. Like walla 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 bing boom pop. Okay? Like damn. Like for real, bruh. I didn't think a random hater, as his supporters later said, would show that kind of compassion. If you are not the right person at the newspaper to deal with this, I apologize for bothering you and ask you to pass this letter along to whoever is. I made a photocopy of the facts and highlighted accusations that jumped out. A lawsuit was filed by a young girl named Tiffany Hawkins in 1997. Robert's managers and lawyers kept it all quiet, and Robert paid her $250,000 to drop the suit. Since then, there's been 5 or 6 young girls like Tiffany. It seemed unlikely the media never reported a lawsuit filed 3 years earlier against a major star, but that could be checked. The writer claimed to be sending the letter along with the first few pages of the lawsuit, but nothing else had come through. Pages often went astray at the Sun-Times fax machine. Right now, he's messing with a 13-year-old girl who he tells people is his goddaughter. The facts continued. This one has been going on for more than 2 years now. And her parents are turning a blind eye. And her parents are turning a blind eye. And her parents are turning a blind eye. Rewind. And her parents are turning a blind eye because Robert hired her father, who is a bass player. I wonder who this one is. And how old was she? 13 years old. And y'all think I'm going to have any sympathy or remorse for this ninja? Hell to the no. And this is actually what he's going to be going to court for in Chicago. Let's get it. See, these are parents that I don't mind dragging and ripping a hole in one. Yeah, we read these transcripts. It makes me sick, which is why I'm sending this to you. The Chicago police have investigated him, but they never been able to prove anything. I dug TP2.com out of the bottom right-hand drawer of my desk where CDs pile up until I took them home and stacked them in more piles there. The credits listed 2 musicians who contributed guitar and bass. One of them, Greg Landfair. Then right under, special thanks to Jaya, Joanne, and Drea, who I later learned were Kelly's 2 children, and his wife, came my goddaughter, Rashonda, Greg, and Valerie. Wow. 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 Child. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. There are lots of people who know about this, the facts, but most of them are on Robert's payroll. So they would just deny it. But you could call Susan Logan's, the lawyer who filed Tiffany's suit. A number followed. I pulled out the yellow pages and found a sizable ad for Susan E. Logan's and Associates, personal injury attorneys. Same number, different spelling. Or you could call Robert's brother, Kerry. The liner notes thanked Kelly's half-brother, Bruce and Kerry, and his half-sister, Teresa, none of whom were names I knew then. Or you could call Robert's old manager, Barry Hankerson. That name rang a bell from the Aaliyah controversy, which the letter also mentioned. The gossip wasn't all wrong, but I'd never seen Hankerson quoted a quote about whatever happened between his niece and Kelly. Or you could call Sergeant Shaziki of the Chicago police. She is the one who was in charge of investigating Robert. If someone made up a name, I didn't think they'd make up such an odd, polished cop name. I named the main switchboard at CPD and asked for Sergeant Shizuki. The operator couldn't find the listing, and I almost hung up before wondering aloud if any investigator with a similar name worked in sex crimes. The operator groaned and scrolled through what I assumed was a long list of names before connecting me to someone when a woman picked up. Whatever the hell. Special Investigations. I introduced myself as a reporter from the Sun Times, inquiring about the investigation into R.Kelly. Oh, I was wondering how long it would take before somebody called about that. I can't talk to you, she said, and hung up. Fax in hand, I walked across the 3rd floor into the city editor's glass-walled office and told him I might have a story. An unreasonable calm measured in what? Okay. Now? No, because I'm in the middle of reading. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Okay, got you. I got it. I got you. This is the last chapter. Anyways, measured in paternal presence in the often chaotic newsrooms, Don Hader, I got you, baby. Hader had gone to John Marshall Law School in Chicago before the much less lucrative calling of journalism beckoned. He read the letter slowly and carefully. He also read everything slowly and carefully and agreed. Then I got to work. How did I get there? A pop music critic assigned to investigate a potentially explosive set of allegations about a hometown hero and one of the biggest names in popular music. At any daily newspaper, critics are first and foremost reporters. If the star tenor had a heart attack on stage midway through the opera, my colleague, Win Delacoma, on the classical music beat would not have written the lead. The performance was lacking last night. Confronted with breaking news, the critic instantly sets opinion aside and, as much as possible, becomes an objective reporter. Like most journalism. Yes. Okay, baby. The anonymous letter from someone tipping me to a big story wasn't an anomaly. And I'd had one earlier in my career that led me to another complicated and troubling investigation. In 1989, I was 35. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was 20. Making it go. I was 25 years old and writing a column called Hudson Beat for the Jersey Journal when a prisoner in the dangerous, overcrowded Hudson County Jail in Jersey City sent me an anonymous letter describing conditions that sounded barbaric and which he said needed to be exposed. 2 broken toilets for every 60 prisoners, piles of garbage and puddles of excrement and vomit left for days. Oh, I'm sorry, that's gross. The stench of sweat, urine, and body odor. It's stifling. And stifling heat with no ventilation. Oh, that's horrible. Built in 1929 to house 280 inmates, the facility held more than 700 at the time. And 2 prisoners had recently committed suicide. The first column I wrote about the jail prompted more letters and phone calls from other prisoners and their families, as well as whistleblowers appalled by the county's neglect. Baby, not eating? Why should we care about the scum locked up in there? One reader wrote in response. County statistics show that 91% of jail's population was Black or Latinx. The majority were male, but 2 floors also housed female prisoners. Quite a few of them pregnant. The reader's questions sickened and infuriated me. I asked Hudson County officials if I could spend 24 hours at the jail, something I'd done at a homeless shelter in Hopkong. But the warden vetoed the request. Instead, after showing me an array of ingenious confiscated weaponry, including a toothbrush with a razor blade attached by a strip of adhesive bandage and a ballpoint pen. Oh gosh, methodically sharpened into a, what is them things called, baby? A shank. Yeah. A sheave. He reluctantly granted a 2-hour tour. Prisoners spat at, cursed, and insulted me, and I had to dodge plastic cups of urine and feces flung my head. my way. The guard escorted me, laughed. See what we deal with? Ugh. Ugh. After 6 columns about the jail, I got a call from the city desk at home in Hoboken one night in December 1989 about some kind of disturbance at the facility, and I rushed to Pavonia Avenue in Jersey City. I worked the crowd for an hour, corralling every cop, fireman, and EMT who spared me a second trying to figure out what was going on inside. I eventually learned that 62 prisoners had rushed the guards in the third floor gymnasium, which served as a makeshift dormitory. Unable to make their way down towards freedom, they ran upstairs and occupied the 8th floor infirmary. I could hear them yelling and banging on metal pipes from the street, and they occasionally threw burning towels out the barred windows. Then I heard the shot. I later learned that what prisoners considered a protest, but the warden called a riot, started when jailers delivered a court order allowing a 28-year-old inmate to attend his mother's funeral 7 hours after the service ended, preparing for what they called the goon squad, which they knew would rush in with batons swinging the prisoners, wrapped themselves ankles to eyeballs in thin mattresses. According to protocol, the rapid response team should have been armed only with nightsticks and shotguns loaded with beanbags rounds filled with steel pellets. These could knock someone off their feet without killing them. Somehow, one of the guards in the flying wedge of 12 who ran up to the stairs 3 hours after the incident started grabbed a live round. He fired from a distance of 6 feet at the first prisoner he encountered, aiming at the only part of the man's body left exposed. The inmate's head exploded in a cloud of red gore, just like a scene from the David Cronenberg film Scanners. One of the goon squad told me. I ran back to the newsroom to work on the story, and only in the week that followed did I pause to wonder whether the victim had been one of the anonymous sources who called or written me. I later felt as if all my reporting hadn't accomplished a thing. The county prosecutor never filed any charges for the disturbance, but 6 years later, in 1995, the old jail finally closed and demolition began after a new facility opened in Kearney. I hadn't set out to be a hard news or investigative reporter. My twin passions were music and writing, and I hope to combine them, but few journalists start work on the beat they dream of covering. A reporter may aspire to become a foreign correspondent or a member of the White House press corps, but she'll be lucky to begin by reporting about the local sewage authority or school board. My mother always encouraged my interest. A boisterous reader, she instilled the love of writing, but she never shared my obsession with music. She only whistled Voller when she cooked or did the laundry. My father worked as an underwriter for the Prudential Insurance Company in New York until one night in November 1969 when he died from a heart attack in the 69-year-old wood frame fixer-upper he and my mom had only recently purchased in Jersey City Heights, just across the Hudson River from Manhattan, but part of a different universe. I was 5 and my brother was 2.5 Mom sent us to Catholic grammar school at the local parish, St. Nicholas, scrapping both on the Social Security death benefit payments from my dad's precinct comprehensive coverage and government cheese. I discovered music via the small collection of LPs my dad left behind in a wire rack beside the old console stereo. Case recording from the Broadway musical Camelot and Oliver, Whipped Cream and Other Delights by Herb Alpert's, Tawana Brass, and Hell Bent for Leather by Frankie Lane. The first record I bought with money I saved from serving as an altar boy. Funerals paid $5, but you could earn as much as $20 at a wedding. Was the Beatles' 1967 through 1970, the greatest hits collection known to fans as the Blue Album. My taste progressed from there thanks to New York radio and records passed down by my older cousins. By high school, I held progressive rockers like Yes, Genesis, and Pink Floyd, and punk bands such as the Ramones, the Clash, the Sex Pistols, and Equal Esteem. Some might say those genres are diametrically opposed, but attempts at transcendence and cathartic venting both seemed like valid response to life in Jersey City. In college, New York's nascent hip-hop sounds led me back to R&B, soul, and funk. The first time I heard Maggot Brain by Funkadelic blew my young, white, nerdy mind. And though I suspect I wouldn't quite fit in, I wanted to go to that party. I had similar reactions to White Heat by the Velvet Underground and Pink Flag by Wire. Public Enemy, X-Ray Specs, the Phillies, Husker, Duo, whatever that is, the Replacements, De La Soul, Patti Smith. The common theme of all the music I devoured, internalized in love was, as Robert Christgau wrote of Parallelment Funkadelic, the forces of life, autonomous intelligence, a childlike openness, sexual energy, and humor defeat those of death. Hey-oh, let's go. And essential to me as the music for revealing a bigger, more exciting, and more open-minded world beyond the heights was the writing that mapped it and put it in context. By 7th grade, the Village Voice had become my Bible, thanks to the cutting insights of its music editor, Christoph, and the unbridled passion of his most acclaimed writer, Lester Bangs. But I never just read the Alternative Weekly's music pages, media critique, what's this? Geoffrey Stokes, feminist sex columnist Cynthia Hume, and investigative reporters William Baystone, Wayne Barrett, and Debbie Nathan inspired me too. And so did the writers. Tom Wolfe compelled in his 1973 anthology, The New Journalism, I bought a used copy at the Strain bookstore to read Christop's piece, and in the bargain discovered Joan Didion, Michael Heer, George Plimpton, Gay Tales, and Wolfe's Manifesto. That journalism can be literature, but even more powerful because it is, he said, true life. My Spider-Man moment came on April 14, 1982, towards the end of my senior year at Hudson Catholic Regional School for Boys. The honors students read masterpieces of Western literature, while the wrestlers and football players wound up in journalism. Short sentences, simple words. I took both. I graded on my high school journalism teachers' nerves with with never-ending questions about the new journalism, the difference between criticism and journalism, and investigative reporting in the wake of Woodward and Bernstein in Rolling Stone's expose about the suspicious death of anti-nude activist Karen Silkwood. Look, you're already got your A, he finally said. You don't have to come to class anymore. Just go interview a hero in your chosen field and write it up. I picked Lester. I spent a long afternoon with Bangs in his fifth floor apartment above Gum Joy Chinese restaurant just off 14th Street at the edge of the village near the 6th Avenue Path station. He kept swatting aside the questions. I squaddled earlier on a yellow legal pad in favor of having a real discussion, asking what I thought, who I was reading, and what I was listening to. I was a fat, nerdy 16-year-old with acne from Jersey, and he was America's greatest rock critic. When I left Lester that day in 1982, he signed my copy of his book about Blondie, one of the two quickie fans bios he published in his lifetime. Now it's your turn. He died 2 weeks later. I got to attend New York University on a scholarship, and I majored in journalism and minored in sociology because they seemed like the same thing, the study of people. In my junior year in college, I began writing a music column for the Hoboken Reporter. After a few months, the publisher, who started a chain of free weeklies in Hudson County to forward his agenda as a real estate developer, deemed the ungodly sum of $150 a month for music coverage unwarranted. He assigned me to start reporting on city council and planning board meetings too. Now, by the start of my last year at NYU, I'd been hired full-time by the 65,100 circulation 65,100. Wait, what? I'm tripping. 65,000. Sorry, y'all. Circulation Jersey Journal. Sorry, y'all. Covering news stories 2 nights a week after classes and writing wedding and church social announcements the other 3 days for what were in 1986 unapologetically still called the Women's Page. The stories never stopped coming during my 5 years at the paper. First as a reporter covering the Hoboken beat, then digging into countywide waterfront development. I did a miserable stint as assistant city editor. I hated being stuck in the newsroom, and I missed writing. And finally, wound up as a columnist aspiring to some measure of what Jimmy Burslin, Murray Kempton, and Anna Quinlan did across the river. Throughout it all, I also wrote about music for free for fanzines. Anyways, photocopied do-it-yourself magazines distributed at rock clubs and record stores such as Maxwell's and Pure Platters and Hoboken. I published my own zine too, calling it Reasons for Living, because that's what music provided. Harry Reynolds gave me the old set of Slingerland drums he'd used to gig in go-go bars up and down the Jersey Shore. I learned to play by bashing along to Ramones records in the basement. And I kept drumming in a series of bands, not because I thought any of them would make it, but because I couldn't imagine not doing it. In 1987, my wire cover band, the Ex-Lion Tamers, opened for Wire itself on a month-long tour of the United States and Canada during my 80s indie rock version of On the Road. I realized that college friends in cities like Portland, Seattle, Minneapolis, and Montreal all lived better than me. They worked 15 hours a week running copy machines or making lattes to pay their share of the rent in a big old band house, then devoted the rest of their time to drawing comics, making films, painting, or sculpting, and rehearsing in the basement. Burned out at the Jersey Journal after one too many trips to the projects to interview a mother whose son had been shot in the street, I quit packed with what fit in a rented U-Haul trailer. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting tired. He kind of a little long-winded with this story. Anyway, the vinyl albums and drums took priority and moved to Minneapolis to manage a friend's band and tried to make a go of it writing about music. As luck would have it, I landed a job as assistant editor at a magazine called Request with a free circulation of 1 million copies monthly at every Musicland and Sam Goody record store in the country. After nearly a decade, I finally got a paycheck for covering my dream beat, and Request became my graduate school. That led to my first stint at the Sun-Times from 1992 to 1995, when Chicago enjoyed a brief moment as the next Seattle during the alternative rock explosion, and then to Rolling Stone. The big leagues at last, or so I thought. I got canned after 8.5 months for shooting my mouth off when publisher Jane Winner spiked my negative review of Fairweather Johnson. The second album by Hootie and the Blowfish, I wound up back in Minneapolis freelancing for 2 years and started work on a biography of Banks until the Sun-Times asked me as in the fall of 1997 if I'd like to return as its pop music critic. I had never loved any city as much as Chicago. I enjoyed living in Minneapolis twice, but it truly is a small town, and one where some restaurants at the time thought egg noodles and ketchup were pasta. By age 22, I visit 20 other North American cities on tour with the X-Line Tamers and 8 European burgs when I served as the road manager for a friend band, but Chicago was special. Yeah, the racism and segregation in Chicago suck. Those suck in New York and Jersey City, Berlin and Paris too. But Chicago has all the art, energy, and excitement of New York at a fraction of the cost and aggravation. The cliche about the city that works is true, especially in the arts. You can open a gallery or a storefront theater in Chicago, start a restaurant, join an improv troupe, and most of all, make music. It's hard to be a garage band in Manhattan, where garages are scarce and absurdly expensive. And you can learn your craft and find a following or fail with relatively few consequences. Then pick yourself up and start again. Residents in the city of Studs Terkel and Nelson Algreen, Ethel Payne and Sandra Cineros, Jen Sickles and Roger Ebert are real people who sneer at pretensions, and people who think who they are. People who think who they are. Yet Chicagoans can still talk for hours until last call about politics, psychology, philosophy, my bad, art, religion, social justice, and the forlorn cubs. The only thing I find lacking is the pizza. There and only there. I'm still New York all the way. The Sun Times editor I clashed with over covering Michael Jackson without mentioning that unpleasantness about sex with boys had left, and a crew of Canadians had taken over, appointed by a new British owner, Lord Conrad, Black of Cross Harbor. I told the editors who interviewed me that all I wanted in order to return was the deal Ebert had. They rolled their eyes until I explained I didn't mean money. I just like to work at home. And mostly I did for the next 13 years, except for the weekly visit to pick up the mail and meet with the bosses. Through the mid-90s, I continued to follow R.Kelly's virgin career with the pride of a hometown journalist and critic who'd been there almost at the start, as well as, I'll admit it, a fan. I bet one with reservations. Now, Jive Records released the singer's third album, R.Kelly, in November 1995, and it sold 5 million copies. I reviewed it for Rolling Stone, giving it 3 stars on the magazine's 5-star scale, and summing up his output to date. The knock on his first 2 solo albums have been that Kelly was a soul man with no real soul, I wrote. Just another hot and horny would-be Lahario, using this silky smooth grooves to lure the honey to his waterbed. Coming on the heels of You Are Not Alone, I found the new album's tonal shifts jarring, but I thought of them as a meta commentary about the differences between R, the persona, and Robert, the person. He shamelessly boasted about his success. Even the Statue of Liberty wants to bump and grind, but also humbly thank the Lord. He alternated between the profane and the sacred. You remind me of my Jeep. I want to ride it. He's saying, girl, you look just like my car. I want to wax it. But he could have delivered the spiritual ballads, religious love, and heaven if you hear me at any church services. Not in my church. I didn't quite know what to make of Down Low. Nobody has to know, and I still don't. We know. Despite the title, which became better known as slang for sex between an ostensibly straight man and another man. Kelly's song is an account of sleeping with another man's wife and urging her to keep it a secret. It's just plain weird, especially when the husband, voiced by Ronald Isley, croons in his celebrated falsetto, "How could you go so low?" But I concluded that Kelly had evolved, reaching out to brothers in the ghetto, as I look into my life, to follow his example, to love and respect that woman and bring her happiness. That review would not age well. In the months that followed, the R. Kelly album, the singer talked a lot in interviews about finding God. In the spring of 1997, he joined rising gospel star Kirk Franklin with his tired ass on stage in Chicago to announce that he'd been saved. It amazes me when I look back 8 months ago, cars, women, money, the media. I had everyone's attention, Kelly said. Some may think it's a gimmick, but I tell you, and here stands a broken man. Every day I seem to be falling in love with the Lord. I used to be flying in sin. Now I'm flying in Jesus. Okay, nigga, please. Then he sang, I Believe I Can Fly. Carlozzo of the Chicago Tribune reported that Franklin, a non-denominational minister from Fort Worth, Texas, unfortunately, helped Kelly find his way to Jesus. Yeah, he has to completely find his way, but that's neither here nor there. There was talk of Kelly doing a gospel. Oh, wait, I missed a line. Franklin had also counseled Mike Tyson and Tupac Shakur. There was talk of Kelly doing a gospel album. In November 1998, Kelly's fourth release for Jive significantly expanded his reach from R&B and hip hop, as well as into mainstream pop. The ambitious double album R sold more than 8 million copies thanks to collaborations with rappers Foxy Brown, Nas, and Jay-Z, as well as an unlikely duet with Celine Dion on I'm Your Angel, which reached number 1 on the pop chart. The album also boasted one of Kelly's biggest hits, I Believe I Can Fly, which first appeared on the soundtrack to Space Jam in 1996, in which prominently became a staple at graduation ceremonies and proms. Dave Hoekstra wrote about the song and the film for Sun Times. Kelly met Michael Jordan on the basketball court at the Atlantic Club on the North Side. Now, Hoekstra reported, and their managers worked out the deal for the singer to contribute to the soundtrack of the movie, in which Jordan co-starred with Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes crew. I Believe I Can Fly is the way I think I play. Jordan told Hoekstra. Kelly added that he screened a videotape of the movie several times in the home theater, and that inspired him to write the song. I loved it. I studied it and I prayed over it because I wanted the best thing to come out of it. The film has a lot to do with encouraging kids and making them laugh and smile. That's important to me. Oh, really? When I returned to the Sun Times, I took over the Kelly beat from Hoekstra, who tired of writing about music, preferring more esoteric what is that, y'all? Okay, y'all see it. Features and travel stories. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting tired now. This getting boring. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And I'm getting tired. In May 1999, I reviewed the first of the singer's two shows, supporting R at the United Center, even at $75 a piece, more than double the national average for a concert ticket that year. Both Chicago gigs sold out. Fronting a 12-piece band, Kelly crooned, I feel like feeling what I feel like feeling right now. What the hell did that mean? Anyways, the giant video screen showed a woman's hand groping several inches below his big belt buckle, which read Champ. Pop crossover and gospel sermons weren't on the set list that night. And the show ended with Kelly pulling a woman from the crowd. He convinced her to strip down to her panties and bra, lured her into a giant red bed, and removed his own clothes. They disappeared beneath the silky sheets, and the stage went dark. There was no encore. Okay. I next wrote about Kelly a little less than a year and a half later when I reviewed his fifth album, TP2.com. That prompted the facts in my return to investigative journalism. Hallelujah. All right. We're going to stop there at chapter 4. I will continue to read this on next Tuesday. And the reason why I read today, because I didn't read last night, but we will only read this book every Tuesday. Okay. So we stopped on page 58 out of 304 on chapter 4, titled School Ain't Gonna Make You a Millionaire. Okay. Let's talk about this real quick, child. So we're hearing about Aaliyah, finally. We hear about Aaliyah, right? And we hear about the lies that, she put out there, unfortunately, in lieu of her whole dynamics with this pedo. And we see that she clearly has a ring on her wedding finger when it comes to, the cover of the whatever that was, she was wrapping her arms all around him. And I feel like it was just inappropriate. This grown man, this young lady wrapping her arms around this nigga head or touching him in any kind of suggestive way. And my thing is, now that I look back, I don't get why the hell he was around. What was his presence for? Like, it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I didn't think of anything back then because, I didn't know the dynamics. But knowing the dynamics now, it's like, why were you always there? Nigga, let her breathe. Like, move around. Like, why? Just lurking all in the background, looking all weird and suspect. It's just, I can't. I just can't, child. I just can't. Anyways, y'all. Oh, it's an interesting read, but it's just, I don't know. It's just so detailed. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's beneficial for y'all, whatever, but it's boring. Her parents, from what, you talking about Aaliyah's parents? Well, Aaliyah's parents allegedly didn't know what was going on. But as the mama keeps claiming that Aaliyah never left her side. But it was a point in time when Aaliyah left her side enough to where R.Kelly got her pregnant, allegedly. Oh, well, did we prove that to be so or not? I don't know. But anyways, married her and did all these things. So, like, nigga, please. But yeah, her parents, I look at her parents sideways just like I look at Rashonda's parents. Okay, I look at her parents a little sideways too. I'm not even gonna lie to you about that. I don't like Rashonda's parents, period. And I hope they see their day in court because they literally sold their daughter off, period. And although, what I'm saying, he did buy him, but he did purchase her by way of steady, sending payments. The difference is that even still, I don't care if you did sell your daughter off, that don't still mean that you're warranted to abuse her. It'd be different, like the situation with that white girl. I can't remember what's that baby. That she had a baby now. She grown. But that girl, she was like young, and now she's like speaking out. She was speaking against uh John Legend's wife. Remember that? That white girl, she was young. She was like what, 14, 16 or something like that. And her parents, one of her family, her parents or whatever, like literally like sold her off. I can't remember what it is called. What it who that white girl was. But anyways, they did the same thing. They literally signed her off, gave him consent. You know what I'm saying, to it. So I don't. Anyways, when people be always playing with each other, you gotta watch that. You do. That's some weird stuff, especially a grown man. Like I don't even play with my nieces like that as a grown woman or nephew. When they got grown and big like me, nope. And I don't even play with my kids. Just I don't be all up in their face. And my son, when he have his friends over, I'm like, "What y'all doing? What?" I don't know. I be in my room minding my business because I'm grown. I have nothing that I can relate with a 15, 14, 13, 12-year-old. My 6-year-old gets on my nerve at times talking to me. I be like, "Girl, I don't know what you talking about." Okay, like hush. Like I don't know what I can relate to with a kid. They don't even attract. I don't want no little kids. It just doesn't do anything for me. And there's some cute little individuals out there in this world, but what does that mean? I mean, that's disgusting. I don't understand it. And I'm telling y'all, you hearing it here. They're trying to normalize it. Y'all, if y'all missed it earlier, those that didn't get to tune in, but earlier I spoke on Kodak Black. He was groping his mama. Y'all check this out. Yeah. Okay. And y'all should have saw some of the comments. Oh, he loved his mama. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say, as parents, it's on us to try to instill the best morals that we can with our children. Okay. That mama looked so embarrassed. But at the end of the day, her child is a celebrity. So she don't want to shun him. She don't want to get on him. She don't want to embarrass him in front of everybody. But she looked disgusted. She kept turning her face away. And this is her child. So that should tell you the level of disgust and disdain that she had for the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you hear R.Kelly talking about he wanted to marry his mama. Talking about how he turns the freaking cup around with her lipstick on and drinks from it. That's some psychotic and sick bullcorn. If I ain't heard none of it. I mean, just gross. Watching his mama get dressed and stuff, like, child, please. Like, but I say all that to say because, and then earlier also I reported about California being crazy and doing these neutral toy owls and stuff like that. But they also been passing some bullcorn. Yeah, y'all got a law out there in California that says that, as long as they're like just 10 years your senior, you're okay. Let me pull it up for y'all. Yeah, California 14-year-old law. Let me pull this up for y'all. Yeah. California. Pull this up for y'all because this is what they're trying to normalize. This is what they're trying to make people conform to. All right, let's read this article. California Governor Newsom on Friday signed a law that would give judges a say-so on whether to list someone as a offender for having oral or anal sex with a minor. The bill would expand the discretion currently granted judges in statutory rape cases and was promoted as bringing fairness under the law to LGBTQ defendants. The current law in place for decades permits judges to decide whether a man should be placed on California's ex-offender registry if he had voluntary intercourse with someone 14 to 17 years old and was no more than 10 years older than a person. Y'all heard this bull? Do y'all hear this garbage? The measure won't apply when a minor is under 14 when the age gap is larger than 10 years, or when either party says the sex wasn't consensual. The law does not change the age of consent in California, which is 18. Adults caught having sex with minors will still face statutory rape charges. But the choice is going to be the judges if your child was stating to be raped by somebody. It's not going to be your choice anymore. It's going to be their choice. Yeah. Ladies, you said, wait, what? Yeah, you saw it. And see, y'all see where they're geared it to, the LGBTQ plus community. Because what they're trying to add to that community is pedophilia. Are we going to talk about it? That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's why I'm going to get real correct with my channel. I don't care if 10 people be in my chat when I do it. We're going to get back to the basics. See, this is the stuff I used to report on all the time before I got into this whole R.Kelly stuff. But this is the reason why I take this whole R.Kelly stuff seriously, because this is disgusting. So you mean to tell me if my child is 14 years old and sleeps with a 24-year-old man or whatever, say, say for instance, your child is gay, and you see that it only applies to them. So a judge has a choice to say, well, they seem like they're okay. They both consented to it. He's 14 and he's 24. I think that's okay. They're both consenting adults. 14. Okay. So give it a situation like this R.Kelly situation, and he's manipulated to say that it was consensual. Just like that, just no charges. It's scary, y'all. Scary times that we're in. That's the reason why we can't let this whole situation with the likes of R.Kelly and any one of his counterparts go lightly into the wind. Right under your noses. Right before your eyes, they're trying to infiltrate. And y'all gotta understand, okay? If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Everybody is so overly sensitive with a lot of stuff. Like I told you, the stupid thing that the government passed again with these gender neutral owls in the freaking kids store. Like excuse my French, who gives a damn? What kid really says, oh my gosh, I want to go down don't nobody, those kids don't be looking at that. We're the ones that be like, no, don't put that toy down, that's for boys, or put that toy down, that's for girls. And I'm going to continue to do that because that's what my child is a girl or a boy, on period. Not gonna bring my daggone kids up believing that they are unicorns. I'm not. So if that offends, you offending me. Leave our damn kids alone. But if you notice, they're steady gearing more stuff to kids from these vaccines that they know are offing people. No shade to y'all that got it. But leave our kids alone. And if I got to strip mine out of school and y'all just ain't going to be hearing from me as often to take care of mine, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'll be damned if they are focused on freaking toy owls being gender neutral, but they ain't talking about all these teachers that are striking, all these teachers that are getting shot up from these damn delinquent ass kids that are in these buildings. No, parents. Y'all need to be being parents instead of trying to be these daggone kids' friends. And you wouldn't have kids shooting up people in the schools because they won't be throwing no daggone fits. That's what it is. These grown-ass people are throwing fits. See, we didn't do what we need to do as parents when they were younger. So we got these raggedy old people running around here. Case in point, R.Kelly. See, he didn't get dealt with when he was a kid. So he's a big, grown, nasty pervert now. See, this is what you see, what you're witnessing. It's when you don't attack a situation or deal with something when it's small. You get delinquent individuals. You get delusional individuals. You get people that aren't accustomed to fathers, mothers protesting, going to war for their children. So they pick that person apart. That's so twisted. Because, see, they're not used to being protected. And see, what we don't understand and what we don't comprehend, we try to conquer, we try to deny, we try to beat up. Yeah, case in point, Greg Abbott. Everybody they can't stand him. Why? Can you tell me why? Oh, let's talk about it. And y'all know that I'm done with the freedom. We're going to talk about it. Oh, well, he's talked about the whole abortion stuff. No shade. I agree with that. I do. Want to know why? Because I was one who got into a situation to where I didn't want no kid. You know what I did? I boot, scoot, boogie my butt onto the doctor and I got me a plan B. See, what it is what people fail to realize is that our governor is holding your behind accountable for what you do. You make the choice to get the vaccine. You make the choice to find your child a gender neutral toy. You make the choice to, before 6 weeks, you freaking hear the heartbeat, to do what you need to do with your body. But see, we are so conformed to being controlled. We don't comprehend that. You guys are so used to and so mad about who people are connected to. Like I said with me, people can't stand me on that side just because I'm connected to Angelo. People can't stand Abby because he was connected to Trump. Who gives a damn? What is he doing now? Case in point with the whole, I saw it earlier, unemployment. Get a job. Why are you so hell-bent on stand with the government? And I'm speaking from a person who was unemployed myself. You know what it made me do? It made me put my big girl drawers on and get a damn job. That's what it made me do. I wasn't like, oh, darn you, Abbott, you're taking this government assistance from me. See, no, people. We're not supposed to live off of government assistance, people. It's supposed to help us get on our feet, and you're supposed to be done with that. Child, don't get me started. Because what that made me do when he stopped unemployment, I got more involved with y'all on YouTube. Sure did. I said, I got to get it. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand. I just don't. It's just weird. It's just weird energy for me. It says, my issue is they scream no mask because it's my body, but want to tell me what to do with mine, they can go to hell. Well, Shirley says, I'm sorry if this offends anyone. It's okay, y'all. This is a safe place. You don't have to agree with me. You can have your own opinion. Okay. Trust me, I don't take offense. You guys are welcome to have a dialect. Seriously, you're good. Okay. Let me read what you guys say, Mom. So many mothers, parents, when our toddlers are little, everyone is cute. Those toddlers grow up to girls/boys and women and men. I don't know why they would offend, Miss Shirley. Erin says, I have a question, Whitney. If a child feels different about their gender at a young age, what is the appropriate way to handle this outside of social views? Good. That's a great question. And I'll just speak from my perspective. Okay. This is my thing. All right. And I may offend and I don't give a damn. Okay. I don't care. Because this is my perspective. This is how I would operate. Okay. I feel as though kids go through all types of different things. Okay. When they're young. I did. Especially being a product of sexual trauma. I didn't know what was coming and going with me sexually. It was a point in time in college, I thought I was lesbian or bisexual. I was attracted to girls. Okay. It was one particular girl that, I was attracted to because she was more on the manly side. And I didn't know what the hell was going on with me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I went through that phase. You know what I'm saying? I went through that phase, but it was in college. So my thing is that you're a child. You shouldn't be worried about if you straight or gay as a damn child. Okay? See, that's where we get that misconstrued. Okay? I don't promote straight relationships, gay relationship, not in my damn house. You be a kid. You don't worry about who you sexing or who you attracted to. Attract your ass to them grades. That's my opinion. And me in my house, you're not going to be worrying about if you got a little girlfriend, a little boyfriend. I said that on yesterday with my team. But unfortunately, with me having a blended relationship with my husband, I can't say what can and cannot do when it comes to a son that he had before me in regards to like relationships. But my children, they're not going to be worrying about little girls, little boys. They're going to be too busy being children. Too busy being in athletes and doing stuff that they should be doing as children. You can worry about that when you grown. And see, when we do that, it disconnects the involvement of a parent. But see, we get common with our children and allow them to be in adult situations. And then that's when, we're unfit parents because we don't agree with the choices that made. You're damn right. You're 12. You're 13. What do you know about what you want sexually or what you're attracted to? That's too damn much. And if your child is thinking like that, what the hell are you doing as a parent? Because that shouldn't be something on your kid's mind as a youth. Because honestly, with you, sex wasn't on my mind until I started getting sexually abused. I was still playing with Barbie dolls at 12. Okay. So it irritates me when I see adults allowing their kids to sexually transition themselves, to live gay or straight. Or what the heck? What are we doing? We not friends. Thank you, Shanae. I'm not your friend, baby. You're not gonna tell me you find Shaquita to be cute, because I can't tell you how Shaquita is being raised. Because I can tell you, prime example, with my son. He had a hot tail little girl, and I mean hot, because she was making sexual advances towards my son. And see, that's the thing right there. That's why you nip that stuff in the bud. We not talking about no relationship. And you can test my gangster if you want to. I will pull your narrow behind out of school and you'll be homeschooled. It's not me sheltering my child. It's me being a damn parent and guiding them accordingly. So no shade, no tea, Aaron. As a child, that shouldn't be something that should be in your mind. You shouldn't even be worrying about if you are feeling a type of way gender-wise. Why? What are we talking about? Why would that even be a thought? That shouldn't even be a thought in a child's head about a difference of their gender. You a damn girl, you're a damn boy, period. If you choose that you want to reconstruct your life, you do that outside of my house. But I'm not going to be promoting anything. That's the difference. I'm not going to be promoting you being straight. I'm not going to be promoting you being gay. I'm going to be the example in which I would hope that you would gather up. And if it's a different way, I did my part in what I was supposed to do as a parent to try my best to influence you in the way that I would want you to be. But at the end of the day, I have no control over the path that God designates and designs for you. So that's my opinion in regards to everything. You know, and D, you're right. It is a different generation. But at the end of the day, you know, that's a choice. I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with anything as far as generation. I was in a different generation as my mom, and I still have the same morals as my mom and my father passed down to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, different generation, and it's all stuff that, you know, I was a little more updated to or whatever. But to be honest with you, no shade, the upbringing that I had wasn't wrong. They instilled morals with me. These kids nowadays, they don't instill morals. They don't instill morals in their children anymore. The children are more so the adults now. And that's why they're so schizophrenic. They brains is just wild. I mean, the kids nowadays are warped. No shade, no tea. They're weird. Exactly, Andrew. Thank you, Aaron. And that's no shade to anybody how they bring their kids up, wherever. I'm talking about me and mine. Make sure you insert that in that clip. Me and my house. Baby, you ain't got time. I don't care. You 16, 17, and prom. Oh, okay. You can find you a little date to go to the prom. That's cute. But it ain't your boyfriend. Nope. You ain't got no girlfriend. That shouldn't even be a thought. And if I could recreate my high school, I would. I would. That's a pivotal stage in life that we should be educating our children about finances, about freaking credit. Like, it's so much stuff that we could be educating our kids about than sex. And that's the reason why I'll be like, it's an agenda out there. It's not even a gay agenda. It's a hypersexual agenda out there. That's what's out there. Bump it being gay or being straight. It's over sexualized. Everything's about sex. And so you got these hypersexual kids. Okay. So that's that on that. But me and mine, like, I monitor what my kids watch because I'm an adult. I'm their parent. I'm supposed to do this. Aaron says, I asked this because of a story I'm familiar with. What is your opinion about the Princess Boy? If you are familiar with this story, I'm not. Isn't it? I think it was like is it that like a little show or something like that, or a book or something? I don't know. I mean, I don't agree. Period. And I don't care who is offense. Like I said, this is my damn channel. And this is my opinion. I'm gonna stick to it. I don't feel like you should be dressing up no little boy in girl clothes and all that stuff like that. Like, goddamn, let the child grow and flourish and decide what they want to do when they're of age to comprehend everything that's going on around them. It just makes no sense to me. It makes no daggone sense. It's just like, I'm not going to dress my daughter up in boy clothes because she's feeling like she's a boy today or tomorrow. What the hell? Those aren't signs. Like, what are we talking about? I remember my son being itty bitty and he was trying to put on my shoes or wear my heels or whatever. That on me, oh my God, he's trying to tell me something. No, kids don't know genders, people. They don't know sex. They don't know stuff like that. They're being kids. I didn't run with that. Now, as my son is 3 years old, that boy is a boy's boy. Okay? No, baby child, no. No. See, what I'm gonna be equipping my children. Yeah, let me hip y'all up on some game. My children are gonna be so busy with entrepreneurship, they're not gonna have time for little girls and little boys. That'll come. But see, when they come, my children, my son is going to have a credit score in the 800s. My daughter's going to have a credit score in the 800s. Okay, they're going to be sufficient in life, financially stable by the time they get out of high school, because I'm not pushing them off to college either, so they can acquire debt. The way of the world is way different now. You don't need a college degree for a lot of stuff. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. Y'all know I'll be ranting and raving, but this is the type of stuff that I want to bring to y'all on Straight Talk on Thursdays. We have like a real discussion in dialect. And if you get offended, you're just going to get booted out. Because at the end of the day, it's ridiculous that as adults, we can't articulate our feelings without feeling like somebody is getting offended. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And I don't give a damn. So I'm going to open up the floor. We're going to have a real dialect in the discussion. I'm going to bring y'all on. We're going to have a whole panel and we're going to talk. And we're going to throw some topics out there that may be cringeworthy, but we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? As far as these girls and their hygiene. I had one girl that didn't know the white front from front to back that I was talking to. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, guys in their your genital area smelling good and taking care of your hygiene and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, it's so much ridiculous detail and stuff that we could be worrying about instead of sex all the damn time. Like, I didn't even know about a credit score until I got in with my now husband. Hell, I didn't even know about credit scores. My stuff was in 400s or 500s. No, it was in like 300s or 400s. Now I'm on my way to 700, thank God. But I met my husband. He was like, "You don't know about a credit score?" Yeah, let's talk about that. Not about, oh, I feel like I'm a girl, but I'm a boy. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Clearly not enough stuff. So if you ask me, and my child come to me about that crap, I am redirecting their energy. And maybe that's my education background, because I was in childcare. And you know how they tell us not to tell the kids no, we just redirect the energy and redirect them. So maybe that's where I got that from. And maybe y'all can learn that. Hey, don't come to me with that. Yeah, nah, keep that to yourself. I don't sit my children down at the end of our bed while me and my husband are getting it on, because that's not anything that I should be concerned about. The most that we do is kiss, hold hands, and stuff like that. I don't even slap my husband down because it's inappropriate. There's nothing that I don't even need to be planting that seed. They see our interaction. They see us being a family. But that's still inappropriate for me to be engaging with my grown-ass husband in front of my kids. Slobbing him down and stuff, like, get a damn room. So, you know, but that's what we're going to talk about. And credit and thank you. Credit and financial literacy should be taught in school and more, and it's not. Did y'all know they took away cursive? I remember writing cursive and stuff like that, and it was young when we was getting taught to write in cursive, and they don't even do that no more. Or they do, but it's in, like, you know, the ritzy areas, you know. So when I was looking at this video, and they was like, they're dumbing down our kids. And that's what I'm saying. You think I give a darn about my child coming to me telling me about, oh, I feel like I'm go read a book. Go read a book. Okay. Anyways, y'all. All right, that's it for me, because I got to get ready for tonight. With tonight, it being Wednesday, y'all know what to be in store for. That's right. Tonight, it goes down. Today is Wednesday, so it is Where Were the Parents Wednesday, as we take a look at worldwide situations and ask ourselves, where were the parents in these situations? Okay, so tonight is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for tonight. I'm excited about tonight and what we're going to be covering about it. With that being said, I got to give a shout out to my Wit Squad research team. They are bringing you guys the story on tonight, and I am excited. Okay, I am super excited. They thizzle in regards to these stories that we're going to be bringing you guys tonight. So shouts out to the Wit Squad research team, Octavius, Hannah, and Vicky. I love y'all. Thank y'all so very much for your contribution to the channel. And I couldn't do this without y'all. So thank y'all. Okay. So make sure you guys tune in tonight. It's already scheduled. Let me get the link for y'all. Uh-oh. Okay. There y'all go. That's the link for tonight. Where were the parents? I just put it in the chat for you guys. You guys can click on it and go ahead and click that reminder, so you guys can already, you know, be ready for tonight, because you don't want to miss it. Okay, I'm super excited. Okay, so with Wednesday comes Thursday, and tomorrow I'm bringing you another installment of That's right, Straight Talk with Whitney D. I'm super excited. This particular topic that we're going to be talking about on tomorrow. I'm thinking about coming live to you guys for Straight Talk on tomorrow. That's why I haven't pre-scheduled it. I'm thinking about pre-recording it again. That's why I haven't scheduled it. But it's still up in the air, or what have you. I already got the pre-recording, so I'm trying to see if I'm just gonna drop it or if we're just gonna talk about it on tomorrow. So I'm gonna probably put a poll on my community tab to see what y'all liking, because we got to get into some things, okay, when it comes to straight talk with Whitney D. Okay, I think I'm gonna come live. I think I am, because I mean, it's basically gonna be what we was talking about just a few minutes ago. Okay, but not for nothing, you guys. With a Thursday, thereafter comes Friday. All right, you guys, join us this Friday for Music and Combos with Whitney D. I'm excited. We always have a good time on Fridays. Just a decompression day, just where we can just listen to music, chill, do nothing, just kick it, okay? So if you're interested, make sure you guys tune in on Friday at 8 p.m. here on Whitney D TV, okay? Not for nothing, you guys, that is the video. Now it's your turn to let me know what you guys feel in the comments, okay? I love y'all so very much, but most of all, Christ loves you. You guys have a blessed and wonderful afternoon and evening. Deuces.
Shit. Not none, dog. A store like that?
I ain't got none.
I want a cookie.
Ain't got none.
I want a cookie.
Ain't got none.
I want a cookie, yeah. I want a cookie.
Ain't got none.
Y'all stupid.